If you're not convinced that I would literally die for you after this week, I don't know what else to tell you. The only reason I went up to that mountain by myself was to prove to you how much I love you both and illustrate a point of how much better life can be together in love, going through challenges, than by yourself, stranded at the top of a mountain where nobody is there to care for you.
Show them your injuries.
I would show you guys my injuries, but it's kind of an interesting spot that might show my genital area, so I'm not going to.
It's on Instagram.
Seth and Olivia, I hope you never get put in a position where you have to spit on your own butt to create tension so that you don't slide down a mountain too fast that it kills you. For any of you that don't know me, I'm the best man of the event tonight. I'm formerly known as Seth's infamous older brother. Nice to meet you guys. Most of you know who I am, though. What a dream come true. These past 10 years, Olivia, you look golden tonight. You lit up the room. It was awesome to see. Seth, you looked all right. Congrats, though. Seeing you guys up there giving vows melted my heart, and I finally think I'm ready to settle down and find a lady of my own. As many of you know, I'm no foreigner to speeches, but I have to say, putting Seth's best man speech together was by far the most nerve-wracking one I've had to date. I was sitting there thinking over the last few weeks and writing, and it hit me. Why am I so nervous for this speech? I really haven't felt like this since I got my first OTPHJ at Rave Motion Pictures back in 6th grade. Shout out to Krista Ford. But I mean, seriously, I prepared speeches for millions of people on national TV and week after week in conferences and meetings, but for some reason my nerves were at an all-time high. Why? Then I realized I was so nervous because of how much you truly mean to me. You little baby stinker, you. Both of you guys. If you guys know me, I don't care much about what the masses think, but damn it, I care about what my little brother thinks, and especially his new wife. I always have, even when I was a dickhead son of a gun growing up, and our more recent cooler years where we thrived and we were born on the streets of Columbus. My one and only brother, I love you more than I'll ever be able to show you. I love you so much that I would fall off a mountain on purpose for you. That is why I stand here today with a heart full of love in front of all these other hundreds of people, or 100 people, that feel the exact same. All this being the case, I want you and Olivia to be rest assured of one thing tonight, and that's knowing that I am destined to be the cool uncle. Yes, I am the cool uncle. All families have them, but I've decided that's my destiny. You can be rest assured knowing that your kid's first candy cigarette and first real cigarette will be with me. Their first Coca-Cola and vodka soda will be with me. Their first milk chug and butt chug will be with me. You can be rest assured that if we go to the movies, the mall, the drive-thru, the airport, and any other public area, it's not only my job, but my civic duty as a cool uncle to get us kicked out. Does this sound like anyone in the room? I think so. Yes, Seth. Just as you did when we were kids. Just leave it. Just as you did when we were kids, putting us all through trauma and torment time and time again, I will teach your kids the same. I will also be there for the small moments, the first kisses, what to do with your hands while kissing on first base, the practice sessions on pillows, to make sure that they bring a napkin for their first makeout, because we know how slobbery that shit can get. Seriously, think back on your guys' first kiss. It was really slobbery, wasn't it? It was for me. And the big moments, you know, like their virginities. Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Myers, I will go through the mist of Avalon to be there for each and every one of your kids' virginities at their weddings, making sure they have ample supplies on their special night, breath mints, beverages, cooling stations, and extra pillows. At the end of the day, you know it had to be me, Seth. I'm not here to roast you, but it is my civic duty to remind you of some of the top moments Seth had as a kid. When Seth was 5 years old, we could not get this kid to stop stealing candy bars. I'm looking at my mom, because she knows. Some straight out of Compton shit. Every time this bitch would walk out of Kroger, my mom would have to find a Reese's, a Kit Kat, a Snickers, jammed up his shorts. We'd have to go back in the store and tell the worker to stage like they're pissed to teach him a lesson. And the same thing would happen every damn time. It got to the point where my mom made him actually pretend to be arrested, and he was still stealing candy bars the next week. And then there was a time you got dad arrested for a party he had no idea he was throwing because he was asleep. And the time you forced Naomi to drink so much on New Year's that the only way she could communicate that she wanted to stop was to poop and puke in front of her own father. On this trip alone, I asked Naomi about the time when Seth almost killed her. Her answer, what time? The drowning time or which time? There's too many times to remember. Then there was a time you almost lit all of Joe Walker Road on fire because you wanted to see what would happen if you burnt a beehive with a mortar shell. What happened was all the firefighters in Columbus came over to put that shit out.
While I was squirting with the hose,
It was bad. Then there was so many times you got the Sunbury police called for throwing objects at cars, TPing your friends, being friends with dumbass Trevor Sievers who ratted you out for your own parties, putting Mike Adkins' toothbrush on your butt, beating up Max while he was sleeping, starting the gang called the Sunbury Flats where you would deflate people's tires all around town, and so much more illegal things I cannot say at this wedding. I mean, seriously, there must have been a nonstop Grand Theft Auto 1-star sitting above the Myers house. Seth, I owe you the world to bring things full circle and to corrupt your kids as a cool uncle. So please, when you go on your honeymoon, get to work on creating some demon spawns of your own. Go to Pound Town and let's get our grandparents and kids, some grandkids. So here's where I get a little bit sentimental. For those of you that don't know, my brother and I take the cake for the biggest turnaround from brotherhood to best friends that I think we could imagine. There were legit sometimes growing up where I wasn't sure how we were going to survive living with each other. So to sit here today and call you my best friend and brother is a miracle. Seeing us kill it at your bachelor party meant the world to me. Seeing what we have done, seeing what you have done in your business has been beyond impressive. And now seeing you with your beautiful wife and new family is an absolute dream come true. So to my new family and all my beautiful friends, everyone here, salud, and let's party it up tonight.